Hi, Robbie here. It's another Thursday morning, and I'm sitting out here in the garden enjoying the beginning of another lovely day. It could have been worse. Yesterday, PG&E called us and said that because they're working in some tall trees in a couple of yards right near us, they're, for safety, going to have to turn off the electricity in our house and nearby houses. We'd be without electricity from about 9 in the morning until about 3 in the afternoon, and it was kind of devastating. We were frantically thinking what projects are coming due, what things are scheduled for tomorrow, and and how could we make them happen if they really needed to happen. What could we use if we couldn't use if we didn't have electricity? Could we, instead of a computer, could we use an iPhone or an iPad or a telephone or a Dixie cup with a couple of Dixie cups with string attached? Uh, if we couldn't use the stove, if we couldn't use the oven or the microwave or the hot plate, what could we do? Um, so we sat down and started making a list of things that needed to be taken care of and tried to figure out ways to make them happen. What would you do if your office or your home would suddenly be without electricity for 6 or so of the most productive hours of the day? It's an interesting problem, and I hope you don't have to deal with it yourself. I'm glad we didn't, because PG&E called a couple of hours later and said, "Oh, sorry, false alarm. We won't be turning your power off after all." It's it's interesting to see what we did. It's also interesting to see how the world at large is responding to the pandemic and having the pandemic cancel practically everything. The whole world essentially came to a screeching halt. And now that the pandemic is easing a little bit, we're coming back a little bit at a time. We're having to prioritize what needs to be done and how to do it, and create new ways to handle old problems. Uh, it's a very interesting situation to watch, and it's optimistic. I'm encouraged to think that a lot of people are working really hard to make it happen. I hope you are too. I hope you're enjoying watching, and that's it for today. I'll talk to you again next Thursday.